Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing, debriefing everything with the 308 GTI post Mallory track day. So if you guys haven't seen it already, click in the top right hand side and go check out the video. It's over an hour's worth of footage, all the way driving down, all the behind the scenes in the paddock, and also obviously driving on the track. Absolutely incredible experience, might I add. But today we're going to go through everything, debrief everything, go through what's changed, what I've done, things I've had to fix, things I haven't had to fix, overall thoughts and everything like that. I have written down some set notes, which I did straight away pretty much after the track day, just so I didn't forget anything. And we'll go through those today as well. So it's going to be quite a nice video just to discuss everything. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of questions. A lot of people have messaged me on Instagram since obviously being on the track day with a ton of questions, which I've also noted down as well. So we're going to go through everything. Sit tight, let's have a quick look at the car, discuss a few things and go from there. So I found this little spot. We've got some sheep. Oh my god, there's loads of sheep. Anyway, we are here with the 308 GTI. As you can see, we've still got the good old Mallory Park track day sticker on it, which is sick. Let's discuss a few things. So the main thing, the car was absolutely faultless. Throughout the whole day, we had absolutely no issues with the 308, which is, I cannot be more thankful for that. Obviously, we did a lot of prep work for it, upgrading the brakes, changing absolutely every single fluid in the car, getting new tyres for it, getting it all tracked, everything like that. So the car was fully prepped for this track day. And like I said, we spent a lot of time doing that, made a lot of videos, spent a lot of money getting it all sorted. So it is nice that nothing broke on the day and didn't cost me even more money, which seems like pretty expected when it comes to owning a French car. Luckily, we didn't have an issue with that. There have been a few things that have improved that I didn't think were broken at the time. And one of those things are the brakes. If you've been watching the videos, you'll definitely know about the situation we've had with the brakes. We've had ups, we've had downs, we've definitely had a lot of swear words thrown around, but we have actually upgraded these to the Godspeed discs and EBC yellow stuff pads in the front. Same thing on the back, Godspeed disc, and in the video we had Brembo brakes, and now we got the EBC yellow stuff in the back. When we first did it, it had quite a spongy feel. I thought it was just the brakes, and then obviously we had the issue. They then found out it had a leak. They did all the bleeding procedure as they normally would by opening up the ABS pump and whatnot, and the brakes still felt spongy. Now, we had a 308 before this, not a GTI, and it had that similar feeling. I never thought anything of it. But post track day, I don't know what has happened, but these brakes are rock solid. And I mean ridiculously solid. Like the pedal travels like that and they bite like shit now. So absolutely hammering this thing on track must have actually opened up the ABS pump a bit more and bled this system through. I have checked, and the brake fluid level, obviously as the fluid gets hotter, the fluid level rises and then it dropped down, and I've had to top it up a little bit, obviously because the brake pads have worn, which we'll get onto in a minute. But yeah, these brakes are feeling absolutely insane. You can see the discs are like a lot, like they've been bitten into. And what I did, I thought, well, straight after the track day, is I'll get the car jacked up, and I actually took a few pictures. So I'll put up some pictures here of the brake pads and obviously some cleaning, other pictures and stuff which I did. But basically, I stripped down the brake calipers off the brake disc, gave everything a once over clean up, and then also just cleaned up the brake pads because the paint on the edges of the pad was like crumbling off, and I thought, oh, I'll fix that while I'm here. So absolutely no issues, gave the calipers a quick clean, and that's pretty much it. So all in all, brakes, bit worn, used about half the pads, half to 2/3 of the pads, but they feel fantastic. And I think what I'm going to do next time we replace the pads is probably get a bit more of an aggressive track pad and swap it out at the track, and then swap them back over to like a more road pad when I'm not on the track. And the reason being, I just want a bit less wear, basically. We went through those pads pretty quickly in one track day, and I am planning on doing more. So hopefully you can get a pad that is lasts a bit longer than that. Now, I have to refer to my notes because I know there was a few more things about the brakes. So the brakes got really, really, really hot. Towards the end of the lap on Mallory, coming into the last chicane, you can feel the brakes really starting to fade. Now, this could be down to the pads, but what I was thinking, and one of the first upgrades I was thinking of doing, is trying to channel a brake duct, whether it's using maybe this vent over here, but basically channeling a duct all the way just to the back of the wheel, just to try and cool the discs and the pads. The backs, not so much. The fronts obviously get very, very, very hot. Now these are obviously upgraded discs, vented, slotted, all that sort of fancy stuff, but they were still getting very, very hot. I'm aware Mallory is pretty heavy on the brakes throughout the lap, so circuit specific thing, which is fine, but if there's an opportunity to upgrade, I don't see why we shouldn't try and do that anyway. It could be, like I said, just as simple as putting a duct from there to the back of the wheel to try and get some airflow through it. So I don't know. Now the second thing to do with the brakes, which is really quite weird, for that checkup and cleanup, there was like this, everyone describes it as a clicking noise with the brake disc. Like you press the brakes and you can hear it go like as the pad's sliding over the vent, right? Well, I cleaned up the brakes and now they no longer do that. They are dead quiet. So I don't know what that means. Maybe the vents are full of brake dust, God knows. But anyway, that no longer happens. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe that's part of the bed-in procedure. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine at this point. Well, it doesn't do it anymore, so that's just a little bit of insight for you. I think that's pretty much everything when it comes to the brake system. Clutch-wise, everything's fine. Brakes obviously fine. Diff held up, which is absolutely fantastic. That was one of the things I was worried about. Nothing to report. Everything seems a-okay. The next, like, wearable thing is the tires, right? Now, the right-hand side is, as you'd expect, they're all right. You can see they've got a bit of wear, but nothing unexpected, pretty good. Now, any of you that know about Mallory will know the front left takes an absolute hammering. And to be fair, it's all right. Like you can see this here is obviously where we're absolutely heading onto it. But obviously I've done a few hundred miles on these now, so there's still a bit of rubber here, look, still attached to it. I mean, tread-wise, we didn't actually use that much. Same with the rear left, you can see, obviously you can see where it was warmed up and whatnot. But tread-wise, you can see some pickup here. Honestly, they did really well. And the feeling of the tyres, absolutely fantastic. I'd definitely buy another set of PS4S's. They are quite inexpensive tyres, so I would be interested in trying another brand. I know Adi used a Kumo or something like that, a bit cheaper, and he didn't have any issues whatsoever, so could be a possibility, something I could look into. But essentially the tyres are absolutely fantastic. Held up, didn't have any overheating issues, obviously kept up with the brakes as well, which is always great. I can't really comment on the wet performance because obviously it was a boiling hot, dry day. So take that with a pinch of salt, I guess. And obviously I'm quite new to track days, so maybe I wasn't pushing them as hard as they could go, or maybe the car wasn't able to push them as hard as they could go. I don't know, but from my experience, if you're looking for a good set of tyres for the 308 GTI, I would go for these again, 100%. Now, there's only a couple more things that I wanted to mention on my notes, and that's 2 more upgrades. So the first upgrade is the clutch. Now, if you were watching the video, you'll know that by the end of a few laps, the clutch was starting to show signs of slipping. Obviously, I was going absolutely balls to the walls with this thing, and realistically, I probably should have done a few push laps and then a few cool-off laps. And I also probably should have downshifted a bit more instead of like dragging the clutch in, like to try and slow down mid-corner. I'm not that advanced of a driver yet, so maybe that's something I should have done and probably will work on in the near future. But for now, I didn't. So obviously, I'd like a better clutch. If that's something that comes to light in the future where we have to change a clutch, I would like to put an upgraded clutch in it, because why not? It means also we can push for a bit more power, as I'm pretty sure the clutch on these are the limit. And then last but definitely not least, I noticed, and still notice actually, quite a lot of like engine movement in the car, even just day-to-day driving. And I was thinking maybe we could upgrade maybe like the lower engine mount on this thing to try and get a bit less of that engine movement, like a bit less weight transfer when you're coming off the power and on the power. I don't know if this is something they do. From a quick Google I did, it didn't really return much of a result. But if you guys know, I know there's a few 308 GTI owners that watch these videos. If you guys know of anything or know some quick fixes, or maybe it's just a worn out stock mount, maybe I just need to get a replacement, definitely let me know in the comment section below, because I'm interested. I want to upgrade that. It's something that bothered me in the 208 GTI when we had it, and definitely the 308 GTI as well. So that's pretty much it, man. She's looking absolutely pretty. All I've done, right, and I mean all that I've done, I've literally checked the brakes because I was interested, and I've given the car a wash. That's pretty much it. I quite literally put an Instagram story up of me going shopping straight after the track day. So we got home from the track day, I pumped the tyres back up when it was sat there for a few hours, gave it a wash. Me and Em hopped in it, went to the shops, did our weekly shop and drove back home. It's like the ultimate just all-rounder for me. At the moment, this car, like, I liked it before, like here, and now I like it here. It's absolutely blown my mind. And the car's literally 100% stock, bar the brakes. Like, I'm so excited to see, like, in a year's time where we're at with this thing and what upgrades we've done, and also what tracks we've been to and the experiences we're going to have. But honestly, I cannot wait to get those upgrades done and actually crack on with some more track days. We're already looking at different track days and discussions with AD and different track days already, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's all I have. This car, if you guys are looking for like an all-rounder or a little daily that you can track as well, I'd recommend it, man. It's the ultimate little hatchback, in my opinion. Like I said, I was super happy before with buying this car, and after the track day, I'm even more happy. So that is everything I have. Thank you guys all for watching. We're going to leave the sheep in the background. They've actually all ran away, so they don't clearly like my voice. But yes, 308 GTI, 10 out of 10, would recommend. And yeah, stick around, guys. There's going to be a lot of upgrades. A lot of upgrades in my head that I'd like to do. Let's see if it translates in the next few videos. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I guess we'll see you in the next video.